Hi, my name is Jessica Mwaka. Later on, I will be speaking to Josephine Adams about the 2012 Olympics. But earlier on today, our roving reporter, Alicia, asked members of the public about the impact 2012 will have on the capital.
Hi, I'm Alicia, I'm at London Bridge and I just interviewed a few people on their opinions of the 2012 Olympics.
Well, I commute to London every day, so I imagine it's going to make my life a little harder because I imagine there'll be a lot more people in London at the time, but I think overall it'll be a good thing.
The underground, I think that will be a big problem, but I think it should be all right, hopefully.
There's going to have to be initiatives brought in as to like maybe free public transport or something for the months that the Olympic Games are on, because things like I'm from Dublin myself and it's chaos there, so I can imagine it's 10 times worse here.
I think it will be attract a lot of people now, going straight to the east, especially I think it will be one of the best. And the stadium and the park, everything, I think it will be good for London, yeah.
As far as I understand, they're building good infrastructure to accommodate obviously the expected hundreds of thousands of extra people that are going to be pouring into London. Certainly sports facilities that will be lasting, that will be very useful to the local communities, and I imagine it will help certain local businesses become established, and I think that can only be a good thing for the local communities.
I understand that there's an awful lot of rebuilding and reshuffling going on around, is it the East End? And it's doing a lot of improvements and stuff for the city, so it's all good, all positive so far.
Bring a lot of changes in London, so that will be everything is getting better, I guess. We've got enough financial support.
It's good because it's going to attract a lot of people, and especially like me, studying travel and tourism. But it might be bad because it will attract a lot of terrorism. But out of like the overall, I think it will be really good.
I don't think this is going to be major problems with crime, and like it's going to be an Olympic village. There's been Olympic villages all over the world, you know, and safety is obviously going to be an issue, but the police will be well able to handle what's going on.
I think you've got a lot of people in one area, they're automatically going to become a target. I think I'm sure the authorities will have that as well covered as they possibly could do. So I don't think, on balance, it'll be any worse than anywhere else, but I'm certain it's going to be an issue for people to be very aware of.
I've now been joined by Josie Adams, who manages digital content for Visit London and the GLA. My first question, what measures have been put in place to support non-English speaking tourists?
Hi Jess. You've got to remember that people who live in London already speak 300 languages, so there are a huge number of people who don't have English as a first language already. So we're very used to providing multilingual information. With technology, you can translate a lot of information on the fly. So if you see something on a website or on your mobile phone that's in English, there are widgets and various other services that you can use to translate. You can specify what language you want that information to be served in, and it'll translate it automatically on the spot. So we're very confident that everybody who is planning to visit London during the Games, and indeed at any other time, will be able to access information in their own language.
Okay, what other new technology do you think you'll be using?
Oh, blimey, all sorts of things. So there'll be live sites, so there'll be huge screens around the city which will be showing the Games themselves. There'll be real-time broadcast coverage of the Games, but what they'll also be able to show is they'll be interactive, so they can show messages from people. I don't know if you've seen those interactive poster sites that are in mainline train stations. So that's one thing, sort of real-time digital display. There's mobile phones, so in 2 years' time more people will be using their phones for data services so that they can see information about where they are on the phone. So your phone knows where you are. So if you're standing down by Tower Bridge, you'll be able to see information about all the bars and restaurants near to where you're standing. You'll also be able to see video of things that are taking place in the area, what events are taking place that night, etc. So there's all sorts of things happening technologically that we will be using as part of our offer during the Games themselves.
All right, thank you. The next question, how do you think the Olympics will change East London, like as a whole?
Oh, I think it'll be a profound change. I think East London is a fantastic area that's been run down over a long period of time. What the Games will allow that part of London to do is rejuvenate itself. So there'll be jobs, there'll be green spaces. So the biggest park that's been constructed in the last 100 years in all of Europe is under construction in East London now. The venues are fantastic new facilities for local people, whether that's work-related or leisure, so that there'll be new sports centres for local kids to learn, you know, how to do their chosen sport. There'll be better infrastructure, so there'll be trains that run on time, there'll be more stations, there'll be longer platforms, there'll be more bus routes, there'll be new entertainment venues, so the O2, for example, which is already the world's most visited venue, is extending, so there'll be more events there, more concerts, more shows, etc. So yeah, I think East London will become, you know, the hotspot in the city. So for years it's been the West End, or, you know, parts of central London have claimed to be the heart of London. Of course, in historic times, it always was the east part of London because of the transport routes and the docks. So I think we will see a very fair correction of where the heart of the city really is, and I think it will return to East London because of the Games.
Will the 2012 Olympics benefit the travel and tourism industry?
Oh, enormously, yeah. You can imagine the spotlight, the world spotlight will be on London during 2012. There'll be 200 national broadcast camera crews in town. There'll be 16,000 members of the world's media, newspapers, magazines, radio stations, all reporting on what London's like during the Games and obviously what's happening during the events themselves. So it's a fantastic opportunity for us as a city to promote and present London as a brilliant place. It's already the most visited city in the world. So there are 28 million people visit London every year. What we aim to do is make sure that we retain our reputation, if you like, for being the greatest city on the planet, and use the kind of spotlight of the Olympic Games to make sure that everybody knows it's just a really great place to come, whether you want to enjoy the historic sites or art galleries or museums, or just wandering around some fantastic royal parks.
Thank you, Josie. That's the end of my questions. Thank you very much for being here today.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. So we've heard both sides of the story, and the only one thing is certain: the 2012 Olympics is going to be a massive event. Exactly how it will change the face of East London remains to be seen. Good night.